Welcome to Investomania, brother. Boom! Today, we're going to be taking a look at Facebook, Match Group, and IAC. IAC owns 81% of Match Group, as well as 97% of the voting rights. For simplicity's sake, I'm just going to say Match Group during this video, but understand I mean both Match Group and IAC. And at Investomania, brother. I always got to change my voice when I do. At Investomania, brother, we are long all three stocks: Facebook, IAC, and Match Group. Let's start with Facebook. Facebook, the company, includes Facebook, Facebook Messenger, Instagram, and WhatsApp. There's a bunch of other stuff going on, but those are their primary revenue drivers currently and in the near future. User growth on Facebook, the actual Facebook platform, has significantly slowed as expected. In its most recent quarter, Facebook saw only a 1.7% quarter-over-quarter monthly active user growth. And you compare this to, say, 5 years ago, we had 4% quarter-over-quarter growth. And 9 years ago, we had 23% quarter-over-quarter revenue growth. So you can see a big drop coming down to 1.7%. Now, I warned of this slowdown in a previous video that I did covering Facebook, but, I still recommended it, and I still recommend it due to its potential for monetization growth. Because remember, you can have user growth, but then you can have monetization growth, and that's where Facebook could really shine. What I did not anticipate at the time I made that video, at least the first one, was the Cambridge Analytica breach, followed shortly thereafter by Facebook voluntarily making changes which decreased, you heard that right, decreased both user engagement and average time spent on the Facebook platform. These two issues effectively wiped out any profits the stock had seen the past year. Kind of sucks, but hey, it's part of being an investor, right? That's why we also have to be diversified and not be too heavy in any one stock. Things that we cannot foresee are going to happen from time to time. Now, what we need to do as investors is ask ourselves, is this a time to sell? Or are we saying, okay, hey man, the growth story's over, we got to get out of this? Or is this a rare pullback that you're going to be getting in a high quality company, which is presenting a better than average buying opportunity? While the recent changes combined with slowing user growth may mean Facebook may not be the growth stock it once was, hey man, it's still a company growing revenues at 42% year over year. Give it a little bit of slack. Facebook only recently began monetization of Messenger, and there's still a significant amount of room for improvement there. Monetization of Messenger is currently in the form of one ad on the main page, which shows user conversations. I believe there's room for growth. Other pages in conversations, maybe additional ads lower on kind of the list of conversations. There's a couple different ways they can do it if they so choose to do it. And of course, we also have to remember that ad rates are most definitely going to continue to climb over the years. So theoretically, even if we don't have that much growth in terms of quantity, the dollar amounts we're going to be getting per ad is going to go up. Same thing on YouTube. We're not talking about Google right now, but that's another thing that for sure is going up. They also recently announced the beginning of monetization of WhatsApp. Facebook is now selling ads on the Facebook platform, which lead to a business that has an already loaded chat on the WhatsApp platform. Businesses can respond for free so long as it's within 24 hours. However, if the business takes longer than 24 hours to answer the customer, the business will incur a charge. WhatsApp monetization has a lot of room to grow, and this is the first step. Plus, we haven't even mentioned Oculus Rift, which I believe will continue to grow as one of the dominant players in the VR space in the future. I want you guys to remember that, but that's not really what we're talking about right now. We're talking about a little bit more near term. Facebook is in a similar situation to Amazon in that they have such a massive customer base and great CEOs who are willing to just open up to completely new streams of revenue that we weren't even thinking of. It's important to know, do you have a person running the company who is going to be kind of on that one-track mind and there's not going to be a lot of exploration in the company? Or might they say, hey, you know what, we're a social media company, but we're going to go ahead and get into the VR business. VR, virtual reality, right? It's a completely different business. I like that as an investor. I like kind of those upside surprises where you might be opening yourself up to a lot more revenue down the line. One thing I want to note on that is Facebook announced they are internally testing adding a dating service to the core Facebook platform. And that brings us to Match Group. The day Facebook announced they were internally testing this dating service. Okay, internally testing, not released, not beta testing to the public, internally testing the dating service, the stock of Match Group dropped a staggering 17%. 2 quarters later, Match Group recorded a great quarter, and the stock is at new all-time highs, and the worries of Facebook's dating service seem to have been pushed into the backgrounds and temporarily forgotten. But let's not forget the genuine damage a Facebook dating service may do to Match Group. We need to be thinking about that as at least longer-term investors, even maybe medium-term investors. Now, I am currently long all 3 companies. I don't really have a dog in the fight. I'm just trying to figure out what's the best course of action. Do I need to sell my Match Group? Do I need to sell my IAC? Should I be buying or selling more Facebook? Match Group currently has a $14 billion market cap. Facebook is at $502 billion. That means Match Group's market cap is a little less than 3% of Facebook's. Why is this relevant? While 3% isn't massive, it certainly is nothing for Facebook to scoff at, meaning it is enough money to make it worthwhile for Facebook to actually attack that dating service. If they could become a dominant player in the online dating industry, that could mean anywhere from 1 to 3% of their market cap. And that's not taking into consideration the massive online dating growth that is occurring in this market. Just how quickly is the online dating space growing? In the past 4 years, Match Group has increased their paid user count, meaning customers who either subscribe to their paid platform like Match.com or pay for premium services on one of their free or freemium platforms, however you want to call that nowadays, by 124%. That's 124% increase in 4 years. That's a compound annual growth rate of 22%. That's solid, guys. That's solid. Match Group's revenue growth is even better at 33% year over year with a whopping 60%. That's right, 60 3-year annual average growth rate. Tinder, of course, leading the way. Ladies and gentlemen, Tinder does not need a spark. It's already on fire. Get it? Tinder spark. Okay, we're going to move on. The truth is, even if Facebook dating or whatever they're going to call it fails, look, Facebook is still a buy. Okay, the whole Facebook dating isn't really relevant to the buy or don't buy Facebook. Facebook is going to try a bunch of different things. I like that. Some of them are going to stick and some of them are going to fail. Again, just like Amazon. Okay, we all remember the Amazon Fire phone. That didn't work out. That lost a lot of money. And yet, did that have any long-term negative effect on the stock or the company? No, because other things succeeded. So whether or not it succeeds or fails for Facebook, I don't particularly care. I like Facebook overall. However, this cannot automatically be said for Match Group. Now, I know what you're thinking. But Knight, Tinder is already at scale. Facebook can't bring them down. Well, that's exactly what I said about Snapchat. And provided I haven't deleted it, because I've kind of rebranded my channel a little bit since then, but if it's still up, you can find an old video or two I did where I was championing Snapchat. I said, hey, they're already at scale. They have the brand name. They already have the younger demographic. They'll improve the platform that everybody hates. And I believe in Evan Spiegel. Well, I was wrong. I bought Snapchat on dips, right? I avoided the IPO highs, but I bought on dips from August of 2017 to April of 2018. I kept believing. I went through a couple bad quarters and one pretty good one. I kept giving Spiegel the benefit of the doubt, but Facebook proved to be too much for Snapchat, and I sold my shares in April of 2018. Fortunately, I only lost 6.5% on that bet. Unfortunately, a lot of other people who got in, particularly those who got in towards the IPO highs, lost quite a bit more. And I'm glad I got out when I did, because they reported a pretty bad Q1, and they actually saw a decrease in monthly active users in Q2. That's scary. Facebook did a lot of damage to Snapchat. Facebook, via Instagram, of course, destroyed Snapchat at their own game. That's not to say I'll never go back to Snapchat, but I'll need to see some better numbers before I do. So, what does this mean for Match Group? Will Facebook ultimately destroy Match Group like it has thus far destroyed Snapchat, at least as of recently? I don't know. That's the honest truth. Part of being a successful investor is knowing what you know and knowing what you don't know. Here's the cool thing, though. I don't have to know the ultimate fate of Match Group to make an educated investing decision today. Why? Simple. We already know roughly the short-term outcome. Facebook announced it was testing a dating feature and that the Match Group stock dropped roughly 17% as a result. We can expect, or at least should expect, anticipate roughly a similar drop when Facebook actually releases their dating service. 4 months and 2 quarters after that announcement and that 17% drop, Match Group reported a good quarter, and now the stock is up 6% from where it originally was before the Facebook announcement. Again, we can expect or should anticipate a similar reaction if Match Group were to report a good quarter even after Facebook releases their dating service. For a reference point, we can look back at Snapchat. Although overall, Snapchat wasn't doing that well, and I think that's a combination through poor execution on Snapchat and good execution on Facebook. But nonetheless, the point is, although they were overall going down, when they did have a good quarter, their shares popped a whopping 48%, which is pretty crazy for a company with that size of a market cap. The stock market has short-term tunnel vision. If the company reports a good quarter, all else is temporarily forgiven. While it is possible that Facebook may eventually dethrone Match Group, or at least significantly cut in to its revenue and growth, it's not going to happen overnight. It will take a few quarters for Facebook to gain the market share. While Instagram started doing damage to Snapchat pretty quickly, at least once it decided to compete directly with Snapchat by releasing its own version of Stories, there is a difference. When Instagram released Stories, it already had roughly 525 million monthly active users. That's in contrast to Snapchat only having 155 million. Tinder is estimated to have roughly around 50 million active users. Facebook will be starting not with 150 or 550, but with 0. Because at least as of what they've told us thus far, this is not something that people are automatically opted into. It's not just another part of the normal Facebook. It's an extension that people have to opt into, and it's completely separate. It's supposed to still be, we don't know all the details. It's not supposed to be a separate app like Messenger. It wouldn't surprise me if that's what it ends up as. but it's supposed to be in the same app, but it's like kind of hidden and your normal friends can't see if you're doing it or not. And there's supposed to be some sort of a separation. So it's not like every single Facebook user kind of just automatically gets defaulted into this. So they're starting at 0, and then people will eventually opt into it over time. Therefore, they need some time to first just catch up with Tinder and Match Group, and then eventually surpass them if that happens. I do not doubt it will grow, and I do not doubt that the Facebook dating service will grow extremely quickly, but there is a difference between starting with 0 and starting with 3 times the amount of users your competition already has. Additionally, Match Group has multiple platforms. Each platform targets a specific demographic. Tinder, as we know, targets, see what I did there? I kind of fixed it. Tinder targets more, we kind of like the hookups type thing. You just swipe, you can't send them a message, but you got to do like, oh, let me swipe this way. So it's more hookup geared, although the truth is over time it's kind of become more just like default dating, but at least its origins were in that hookup space. And then OkCupid and Plenty of Fish, they're geared a little bit more towards casual, normal day-to-day dating. And then you have your Match.com, which is geared a little bit more towards serious relationships. People who are probably more like looking for marriage, at least down the road. Facebook will have to pick a given strategy. You can't do marriage and dating and hookups. And no single strategy will make for a perfect experience where 100% of the users are going to be happy. We also have to remember it may take a while for Facebook to roll out this service in the first place. I mean, it's been months since the announcement happened, and there's been nothing. Nothing's happened. Except for Match.com, keep rolling on up. But after the announcement, we haven't heard anything else from Facebook. So when is Facebook going to roll this out? We don't. It could be tomorrow. It could be by the time I finish uploading this video. I don't know. But it wouldn't surprise me if there's still many more months before they roll it out in any capacity. And when they do roll it out, is this just going worldwide instantaneously with no beta testing? I don't know if that really makes sense. Or is it, okay, let's put it in beta testing for a given period of time, or let's roll this out regionally, or let's release it in one country, maybe outside of the United States. Let's see how things go. And by the way, I mean, dating is going to be a little bit different from country to country. So what works in the United States may need to be a little bit altered outside of the United States. Not that that's really relevant to what we're talking about right now, but the point is, even when it does get rolled out, I don't know if it's going to be actually fully rolled out. We may have many more months before it gets fully rolled out. And then once it's fully rolled out, it's going to take some time before it can build up the market share to where people really start getting scared. Hey, is this going to end Match? Can these coexist side by side, or is this going to be a winner takes all? We don't know if Match Group and Facebook can coexist side by side, or Facebook is going to destroy Match Group. I don't know, but we don't have to know yet because we have some time. So for now, Match Group is a buy, IAC is a buy, and Facebook is also a buy, especially on this 20% pullback.
That's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so.